Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Rabbi Eliezer Melamed, Shlita. Here we are midweek. We continue our learning, but please continue davening for Chaylei Tzvah Yisrael, for Shlem L'chol Petzuei Yisrael, and a proper return of all the guvos that require Kvuras Yisrael. We learn each day Nishmat Seren Daniel Shimon ben Harav Derom V'Shel Yeshem Damo. Next chapter, Dinei Amirasa. Yikarei Keriat Shema b'kavana gedola. One should read Keriat Shema with great intent, be'ema, yira, reses, v'zia, with a bit of trepidation, with fear, with a proper understanding of the situation in which you're saying these holy prayers in front of your Maker. V'yachshov b'libo shehu kori ataz devar hamelech HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And think in your heart that right now you are reading the words of our King, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And even though we say Shema every single day, Shachris v'Arvis in the morning and the evening, one has to strive to try and concentrate in what the words mean as if they are new to you each time you say it. It's very challenging, but that's why Tefillah is called Avoda Shebalev. It's service duties of the heart. B'nusaf l'kavana, in addition to kavana, one has to also be very careful to read the words properly. That you shouldn't swallow a single letter. All the dagesh, the accents have to be done properly. The hard words, the soft words. One has to be careful to make a difference between an aleph and an ayin, if you know how to do that difference, by the way. Maybe if you're Temani, or a chaf and a chet, kamatz and a patach, or a tseirei, or a segel. Amr chachamim kol hakor Keriat Shema medakdek b'osi oseh mitzanenin lo gehenim. Chazal tell us that in Brachos Daf Tesvav, that anyone who reads Shema and is meticulous in its pronunciation, then Gehenim gets cooled off for him. However, if you read it without the proper diktuk or specific enunciation, you're still yotzei. As long as that you did not leave out any words or a complete pronunciation of the words. And one should also be able to hear what is coming out of your mouth. And if, let's say, you just mouth the words but you didn't make any sound, you're still yotzei. Since you actually did an action with your lips and you said the words, you just didn't make any noise, no sound, you're still yotzei. If you just read it without actually moving your lips and saying something, since you didn't even say it with your mouth, then you are not yotzei. Me'ikar adin, according to the base law, even though it is preferable to say Shema and daven in what we would call Hebrew, but it's the holy tongue, Lashon HaKodesh, if you read it in a different language, perhaps one that you understand, you're still yotzei, but provided that you have to understand that language. Ella, Shekasvu kama megdolei acharonim, many of the acharonim wrote, Shekayom efshel lotzei sidei Keriat Shema b'safa achares. When it comes to Keriat Shema, you cannot be yotzei in a different language. Since there are some words that we do not know how to exactly translate them. L'mashal, hamila v'shinantam, shemashmusa be'ivrit higam shinun v'gam chidud. The word v'shinantam levanecha, which in Ivrit can mean either sharpness or education, ve'ein mila kazu b'safos acheres, and there is no word in other languages to explain this or get both of the nuances of that word. And therefore, since it cannot be exactly translated, therefore you cannot be yosei in a different language. Also, how do you translate the word? I'm adding this in. Litotafos. Also, often in the English translations, it'll just say totafos. It'll say phylacteries, but that's because that's what the rabbis have figured out what it means. It means tefillin, but how do you translate totafos? This is also why many a siddur, and I would highly recommend this, is that the trup, the laning, people lane Keriat Shema. That's why Keriat Shema takes a little longer than other prayers, because if you lane it very carefully and saying every word and every letter, make sure they don't run into one another. These are very, very important halachos So to learn Keriat Shema helps you pronounce it better and take your time, and also gives the ability to understand what it is that you're saying. So thanks so much for joining us. Please continue davening for Chayilei Tzvah Yisrael, for Shalom Chol to Israel, and proper burial for our Jewish brethren. Leila Nishmat Saren Daniel Shimon Arav Daron B'Shalei Shavim Damo. So appreciate you joining us here today. See you here next time. Have a great day.